Welcome student. Today we are going to study organization of higher plant body and tissue. In this we are going to study the subtopic meristematic and permanent tissue. In this theories of structural development of meristems. So there are three theories are there. We'll see one by one. First, for the proper organization of a complex plant body in higher plant, a definite direction of structural development is essential. The higher plants exhibit complex structure and are built up of diverse type of cells, varied in size, shape, origin, and physiological functions. All such a cells are primarily the derivatives of meristematic cells. In plants, the growth in the form of addition of new cells is restricted to the regions with meristematic cells or meristems. In these regions, the meristems add only cells of similar nature in the form of derivatives and exhibit that they are only formative regions. The real structural development occurs when these derivatives, which are all alike, developed into a diverse type of cells to carry out different physiological functions. During this developmental process, the derivatives gradually change their shapes, lose the power of cell division, and ultimately become mature cells with some definite anatomical and physiological characters and become ready to carry out some definite functions. This process of structural development responsible for mature specialized cells is called dif- uh, uh, differentiation. This differentiation is responsible for the development of different tissues which are required for different physiological function in the plant body. It means the development of diverse types of cells and tissues in the plant body is the initial requirement in the process of growth is response to the basic division of labor in higher plant body. According to modern workers, this structural development start very early in life cycle as the promeristem in the embryo shows distinct zones of different developmental pattern. These zones are the distinct regions differing from one another in characters like nature of cells, plane of cell division, position of initiating cells, and rate of differentiation. The structural development of derivatives added by meristems in the apical region is the important problem in plant histology and anatomy. To explain the process of structural development, various theories have been proposed. The three theories are there. The three important theories are there. So first one is apical cell theory, second one is histogen cell theory, and third one is tunica carpus theory. So we'll see one by one. First one is the apical cell theory. So here you can see the image, that is LS through apex pteridophytic root showing single apical cell in growing region producing derivatives on three sides. So this is the figure or the picture of apical cell theory. Here the apical cell is shown in this picture, and the apical cell is having the capacity to re- uh, to divide repeatedly or continuously. So we'll see the apical cell theory. In many lower plants like marine algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, the growing region shows the single apical meristematic cells insist of many cell meristem. Due to this fact, the apical theory was proposed by Hofmeister. So, apical cell theory was proposed by Hofmeister in 1857 and supported by Carl Wilhelm von Negley in 1878. According to them, there is a single pyramidal cell in a shoot apex of most vascular cryptograms or the single apical cell is responsible for the shoot formation and successive growth of plant. The apical cell theory may hold good for uh, higher algal group, bryophytes, and few pteridophytes. Higher vascular plants do not possess a single apical cell. Hence, this theory is not applicable to gymnosperms and angiosperms. So, this theory is only applicable for non-vascular plants, that is algae, bryophytes, and pteridophytes. The research work during 20th century clearly refused the concept of single apical cell in all plants and accepted the concept of independent origin of different organs. The apical cell theory was replaced by histogen theory. So this is the different one, and this is about the apical cell theory. And apical cell theory we can see in the non-vascular plants only. Then next, this is the histogen theory, and in 19th century for the structural development in higher plants, Hanston proposed histogen theory. So histogen theory, we'll see the histogen theory. Here you can see the picture of the histogen theory. Here you can see the plerome, pleriblome region are there, and dermatogen region are there. Plerome, peribleme, and dermatogen. So three regions are there, three distinct regions are there, and it consists the histogen theory. So histogen theory, this theory was proposed by Hanston in 1870. According to this theory, the shoot apex consists of three distinct meristematic zones or layer. Shoot apex consists of three distinct meristematic zones or layer. Each layer consisting of a set of initials is called as histogen. So each having a single layers, each having the set of initial layers. So this is known as histogen. And this theory designated the three histogen. So there are three histogen. First one is dermatogen, second peribleme, and third one is pleroma. So dermatogen, it is outermost uninervate layer and gives rise to the epidermis of stem and epiblema of fruit. Then next one is the middle layer, that is peribleme. Peribleme is composed of isodiametric cells, and the cells divide actively and give rise to a primary cortex. Then next, pleroma. It is the innermost layer. So pleroma it is innermost histogen layer, gives rise to a vascular cylinder, that is primary xylem and phloem, medullary rays, and medulla or pith. The histogen theory is not accepted because there is no sharp and clear distinction between dermatogen and peribleme. The tissues destined to be produced by a particular histogen were sometimes formed by another histogen also, that is the dermatogen, which is supposed to produce epidermis, also forms a part of the cortex destined to be formed by peribleme. So this is about the histogen theory, and the next theory is tunica carpus theory. So tunica carpus theory, so here you can see the picture of LS of stem apex showing tunica and carpus region. So here you can see the tunica region and the carpus region, tunica and carpus. So this theory is tunica and carpus theory, and here you also see the tunica. This uppermost layer is tunica, this innermost is the carpus layer, and these are the two leaf primordium. So we'll see the tunica carpus theory. This theory was proposed by Stemmet to describe the shoot apical meristem. According to this theory, the shoot apex consists of two distinct zones, that is the tunica, and the second one is the corpus. Tunica. Tunica, it is consist of one or more layers of peripheral layers of cells and, shows periclinal division or anticlinal division and gives rise to epidermis, leaf and axillary bud, primordia. And then corpus region. It is a central massive region surrounded by externally by tunica layer. The cell of corpus divide irregular in almost all the planes and gives rise to a part of endodermis, pericycle, cortex and the vascular tissue and pith. So this is about the tunica and corpus. Corpus, it is peripheral region and corpus is innermost region. This theory is mainly descriptive and does not make any prediction regarding the relationship between apical zonation and subsequent formation of tissues. However, theory clearly indicates that the epidermis does arise from the outer layer of tunica. So, this is about the tunica theory. Then next we'll see the significance of tunica carpus theory. Okay, the concept is flexible and explains greater plasticity in subepidermal layer. Next significance is the theory is useful to know the character of growing shoot apex in angiosperm and for the origin and early development in lateral organs. Next significance. The growth pattern of structural development in shoot apex from initial cells explained by the theory is accepted by many workers. Next, the position, number and behavior of initiating cells in angiosperms shoot apex are understood in a better way by tunica carpus theory. Next, the theory explains structural development in stem in primary plant body. The tunica carpus theory has topographical value in structural development. Next, some workers do not accept the concept as it does not relate the apical activity and origin of tissue. According to some workers, in some monocot, tunica carpus organization is absent. Next, we'll see the comparative account of these three theories. So, these three theories like apical theory, tunica carpus theory and histogen theory. We'll see the comparative account of these three theories. So, first is plants with a single apical cell shows simple pattern of development and plants with different zones of initial exhibit complex pattern. Higher plants exhibit different zones in apical meristem due to difference in planes of division in initials, while in lower plants, zonation is not distinct due to single apical cell. As per histogen theory as well as tunica carpus theory, the cover region, dermatogen and tunica shows only anticlinal division. As per histogen theory, apical meristem shows three zones, each with its own plane of division. Tunica carpus theory shows two zones, tunica with anticlinal division, corpus with anticlinal and periclinal division. Apical cell shows no zones. Next, all the three theories shows development of laterals very close to growing apex. All the theories exhibit that the structural development in stem apex depends on the planes of divisions in the meristem. So this is the comparative account of three theories. So thank you. This is about the theories of meristem.